What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Are you ready? It's time!
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We are in for another Sunday afternoon working on Terraform infrastructure as code. It's been a couple of weeks now that we've been working on this part, getting our load balancers to work with our ECS, our Elastic Container Service. So last week we ended up figuring it out at the very, very last minute. So today we are going to make the adjustments inside of our Terraform code so that we can push that up and get it started. And then once that happens, we are going to have to figure out how we are going to we're going to get the subdomain name to work correctly. So a couple of things happening, but we're going to work today like we always do, and we're going to get as far as we can get to, and we'll go from there. So if you do not know who I am the host of the show and of the channel. I am Tech Coach Ralph, where, above all else, we are engineered to win. Oh my God. Look at that. Your car blessing me already with a $20 super chat. He says that, your car says, I appreciate you. No, your car, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
And like, we do some amazing work together when we're working, like, teaching about Kanban and Agile and stuff like that. It is a lively time dropping that dope knowledge all the time. And everything that we do together, it is so much fun. So I appreciate you as well. Shout out to your car, everyone. All right. So we got Slimmy in the building as well. What's up, Slimmy? What's up? Hey, Slimmy, I sent you a message on Discord. When you get a chance, give it a look. It's about, getting you into that coding stuff that you're talking about. So take a look at it, send me a message, and we will go from there. And so, you know what? While we are addressing the chats, because, your car got us started early, let me say what's good to my guy, Darcel, as well. What's going on, Darcel? Good afternoon to you as well. You know what? You guys could be doing anything on this Sunday afternoon, but you guys are here with me. So shout out to you, and Slimmy. Do great in your class, and we're gonna talk later. All right. So check it out. Send me a message, and then we'll go from there. So let me keep going real quick. So like I said, I am Tech Coach Ralph. We do work on this channel. We do technical work from QA to Terraform to coding to it's everything. Like, this is not just a QA channel. It's not just a software development channel. It is a tech channel, and we investigate, we explore, because the number one goal, like I said, we are engineered to win. All right. So with that being said, let's get into our agenda for today. Let's do some housekeeping. So first and foremost, all right, let me get this up real quick. We're going to go like this. Let's see if this is going to go. All right, cool. So let's get some housekeeping out of the way. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you to all of the newest subscribers, to the old subscribers, to the members, to the Patreon members, to the Tech Barbarians, to the Tech Prodigy, to the Tech Explorers, everyone who signs up and shows support, whether it's on this channel, whether it's in Patreon. whether you are leveling up your technical skills, whether you're a bag chaser. And we have amazing fireside chats in there where we talk about agile. We're going to be talking about probably next month about how to organize your calendar. Like we do things everywhere. Like, so I just want to say shout out to everyone who showed so much support to me and who is putting in the work. And I want to give you all a round of applause. All right, let me get into let's get into the live show schedule really quick. I'm going to run through it real quick. So we have our morning shows Mondays and Wednesdays in the morning so that we get our day started off right. We get our mind stimulated. Tomorrow, I'm going to be starting at 8 a.m. where we are going to be looking at some news stories, and then we're going to be continuing to prep our app for the next part of the App Store. We have to do that we're going to still do that on Android, and then if we have time, we'll get into the iOS part. But I'm working today on getting the privacy policy up online so we can put a link to that. And so that's Mondays and Wednesdays. So Wednesday is going to be around 7:15 a.m. We're going to get started. Sunday afternoons, we work on Terraform like we're doing right now. And as soon as we're done with Terraform, because I think we're getting to the end of Terraform very soon, we are going to switch straight into DevOps. So development and operations, DevOps, because I have a interest in learning that as well. Tuesday nights, we do our Q&A where you can call into the Q&A show. You can ask questions in the chat, and I find questions as well so that, sometimes you're not even sure what you need to ask. So I find questions as well to help out with that. And then we have Thursday nights, we do some more software explorations where so this past Thursday, we did API testing with Karate Framework. The plan was to do karate testing, to continue karate testing this coming Thursday night, but I'm going to have to push that to next Thursday because in the sprint that we are currently working on for me and my tech barbarians, we have a story in the sprint to set up API documentation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the opportunity this Thursday night to set up our Swagger documentation so that way I can kill two birds with one stone. And so then we're going to do the API documentation through Swagger and open API standards, specifications, and we can see how we do that. So that way I can get that story done and then they can get to their testing and I can wrap up my sprint with a nice little bow on top. All right. And then next week we'll go back to the karate testing and all that good stuff. Right. And then the newest show of the channel and of the week where I have all of my friends hanging out with me, where we are putting in some amazing learning. And we have so much fun doing it too. It is the weekly numbers review show. And that show is called, what is the name of the show? What is the name of the show? Men lie, women lie, numbers manipulate. Yes. So we had a great show yesterday, reviewed a bunch of numbers. And I'm even thinking like, all right, we need to find a way to streamline this. And your car had an amazing idea yesterday. He said, this is what your car said. We need to create the Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. How does that sound for you? How does that sound? So we're going to be looking into that. How can we create that? I'm even thinking about ways to use some APIs to pull in data so that we because it's hard to, and the reason they make it so hard is because they don't want you interested in it. They don't want you making smart decisions. They just want you to go out there, get your credit card and swipe here, all that type of stuff. So we're going to make it easy to understand because, hey, a lot of times when it's a little too complicated, we're like, we'll let someone else figure it out for us. But we can't do that. We cannot do that. So that is Saturday mornings, the weekly numbers review. We get the numbers on Mondays. We review them on Saturdays when all the numbers are out. And we started that around 9:15 a.m. The show is called Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate. Yes. And that name was, I think it was Mitch. It was Mitch who came up with that name for us. So amazing. All right. So that is our live show. Let me run through our pre-recorded shows really quick. So Mondays we have Candid Conversations. And this coming Monday, tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about, which is something that a lot of people don't understand, but it's the cost of hiring. The cost of hiring. And what do I mean by that? So do you know how much it costs for a company to hire one person? So that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. You definitely want to tune in at noon Eastern time. It's going to premiere. and I'm going to break it down why companies are so reluctant to just give anyone a chance. So if you are looking to transition into tech and you're like, oh, it's going to be so easy. They told me, like, this bootcamp told me, if I just go to this program, it's going to be, all I have to do is take their course and then have them create my resume. And then they're going to give me a mentor. And then all of a sudden I'll have a job in like 3 weeks. And then you go out there and you're like, that's not the case, because you don't know the full details. How much does it cost for a company to hire? And why are they reluctant to just take a chance on anybody? So I'm going to break that down, and then you can understand, okay, this is what I need to do. How do I get that business mind so I can know how to adjust, how to show the value that I'm going to bring to the company? All right. So what do I bring to the table? That's what you're going to learn how to answer and how to maneuver and what you need to do. All right. So tomorrow, Candid Conversations, the cost of hiring. Wednesdays, we have software explorations, concepts, and overviews. This coming Wednesday, I'm going to be breaking down the role of business analysts, why I believe they are the unsung heroes of companies, how they can turn a company around. So that is going to be this coming Wednesday. And then Fridays, we have the bug bite. And we're going to be reviewing something that a European CEO said. The CEO of a $1.6 trillion oil and gas company, he said this about Americans, right? He said, you know what? I'm not even going to tell you what he said. You're going to have to tune in on Friday to see what this European CEO said about Americans, right? So that's going to be very, very interesting. And then throughout the week, I have shorts as well as clips from the Q&A show that we drop Monday through Friday so that you can have them in bite-sized digestible pieces in case, sometimes it's just too hard to tune in on Tuesday night to listen to the whole thing. So we just break it down and then you can tune in on that. All right. So that is the show schedule. That's the housekeeping for this week. All right. So, and I just want, whatever it is that you guys have done this week, whatever accomplishments that you have, I just want to do this real quick, right? I just want to celebrate you all. As long as you're putting in that hard work, I am on your team. All right. So now let me check the chat real quick, and then we're going to get to the next portion of the show. Let's go with that. Okay. So let's see what we got going on over here. So yeah, salute to you, Slimmy. Slimmy says, what up, gang? I don't know how long I can stay. I just got out of class. Well, however long it is, I truly, truly appreciate it. Always happy to touch base with you. Always happy to see you. Let's see what else. Your car hit us with the bomb. He says, work smart, not hard. I said that. I said, after jiu-jitsu class, we take a picture and we put it in our jiu-jitsu chat. And the owner of the gym, he commented on, he's like, how come you're never sweating? I said, look, right. This is jiu-jitsu engineering. I build systems. I'm engineering jiu-jitsu. So I can work smarter, not harder. I can train smarter, not harder. I'm not trying to while everybody's huffing and puffing and about to pass out. And I'm like, I'm just chilling. I'm like, and I pick my opportunities, so work smart, not hard. All right, so let's get to our icebreaker really quick, and then we're going to get to work. So let me go here. All right, so icebreaker real quick. Just a quick recap of my conversation with Tech Niche Tips yesterday on their channel. I'm going to drop a link to that video because we had a very, very amazing conversation. We touched on a bunch of things, and they are good people. Joseph over there and Trey when he on the morning show, the Talk That Tech morning show. So if anyone wants to check that out after this show, feel free. We had a great conversation talking about QA, talking about business analysts. So it was good. I've been hanging out with on their channel for a while now. Coming up, providing insight. Adding my perspective. I think our first conversation I came up on a morning show where Trey and I were talking about which is more important. Is it networking or is it resumes? So, and we had a lively conversation. It was very fun. It was very, very fun. So that was my first time up on the channel, and then I said yesterday I had a one-on-one with Joseph, and it was great. It was great. Providing a lot of insight, and I had a question for Joseph as well. And I asked him like, hey, because one of the biggest challenges that I see is how do people get into tech if you didn't go into tech like straight out of college. How do you get into tech now? Like, let's say you're transitioning, you've been working doing something else for a very, very long time, and let's say you want to start a new career. How do you do it? How do you get into tech? So I'm always looking for the lowest barrier to entry, because all right, this is going to be a terrible, terrible example, but what can I say? This is what happens, right? This is what happens. So let's say someone is trying to cross into the country illegally. Where are you gonna? Where is the number one place they would look to cross? Are they gonna go checking like the highest barriers and the highest like walls and like alligator infested waters and things like that, or are they going to look for somewhere where it's like low risk? The lowest barrier to entry. So I always say, when you're trying to get into a particular area, you have to go into the lowest barrier of entry. So for instance, for me, like when I got started in tech, my first real tech job was working for tech support at a web hosting company. People calling in, and I would help them troubleshoot like how to FTP files up to the server, how to configure their emails, how to change their name servers, whatever else, like whatever else that they would have issues with. Sometimes it would be like, okay, how to get started up in the web development app that we provided for them, just different things like that, right? And now I'm like, from what I've heard, which I don't know this for myself because I never done this, but from everything that I hear, it's not like getting into tech sales is probably one of the lowest barriers of entry. So I asked Joseph, like, do you think that's true? Like one of the lowest barriers of entry is like getting a tech sales job, because it is a very commission based and stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, so if that's the case, then if someone, okay, let's say you want to be a software engineer, but you don't have the experience to do that. Why don't you go into tech sales, and if that is the lowest barrier of entry, go into tech sales, and then you can work your way up from there. So now from there, maybe you have to become a sales development rep, or a business development rep. Who knows, right? It might take you some time, but if the barrier to entry for like QA or software engineering or cybersecurity is really, really high, wouldn't it be better, instead of just like pouting and puffing and say, why won't nobody give me a job? Why won't nobody give me a job? Why won't nobody give me a chance? We're like, well, let me get into a tech company for now, and let me try to network within. To me, it is so hard to network on the outside than it is to network on the inside, because a lot of times networking on the outside, you're going to be meeting a lot of, you're going to meet a lot of vultures, right? Because at the end of the day, they are like, they're still like, they're getting more followers, they're getting more people to connect with them. But if they are not in the position to put you inside of a place, like inside of where you're looking to be, then it's just a connection. But in my mind, I'm like, all right, I would rather network from within. And if I have to go and get a tech support job, or if I have to get a tech sales job, then I'll do that. And then I would go from there, and then like, look, okay, now if I want to be in software engineering, let me go on and I said yesterday on the show too, I'm like, you have to make sure you're doing an excellent job before you even think about doing this. It has to be a superb job before you think about doing this. But once you're on point, once you're killing it, whatever your job is, then I want you to go and you talk to the software engineers. Ask them what they're doing. What are they working on? Can you come to their sprint reviews? Can you be the first to see what they're working on, what the software is? Can you try it out? Can you be a UAT tester? But it's not but you like 90% of this stuff isn't being done while you're on the clock because you have a job to do. So maybe if you have a break available, like maybe you take your break during the sprint review, so you can go to the sprint review. Oh, but how can I eat lunch? Well, I don't know. That's something you're going to have to figure it out. Are you telling me that I can't eat lunch? Or are you telling me that I can't eat lunch?
How dare you?
Well, do you want to win or do you want to just eat lunch? See, me, I'm offering you strategies to get to where you want to be. A lot of the places they go to is like, oh no, you just apply a job, apply, and eventually it's like the spray and pray method. Eventually, maybe you will get that job. And I'm like, I don't think that's the best strategy. Get in and then grow from there instead of trying to climb a wall that is infinitely high that most people can't scale. Have a different strategy. Get yourself inside the door. Let go of your ego of, oh, this is what it has to be, because guess what? The cost of hiring does not care about what you want. It cares about what the company needs. And if you can get your tech experience through either tech sales or tech support or customer service or whatever you can get in from this tech company, then to me, that's the best route to go. If you don't meet if you don't meet 90% of the requirements, if the first bullet point on the requirements, you don't meet it, then you need to find another strategy to get around it. But why should a company overlook what their requirements are for you? What makes you so special? So that's just a recap of the conversation that we had. I gave my thoughts on AI and QA. Joseph asked me, is QA going to replace AI? And or is AI going to replace QA? And I gave my thoughts on that. You can definitely go check it out. I put the link in the chat to go watch that. We had a great time. And I look forward to doing more with Tech Niche Tips. We were talking about some plans, but I am not at liberty to share what those plans are, but we will figure it out in the future. All right. So shout out to Joseph, shout out to Trey, shout out to Tech Niche Tips.
I appreciate you.
All right. So let me get this off the screen and we will get to the chat and then we will get to work. My guy Darcel in the building said, great convo with Joseph. Lots of gems in the conversation. You know how we do. It's going to be lit. If I'm around, it's going to be lit. All right. So, and Joseph says, honestly, for those that are struggling with finances, sales will also get you a stable position too. So you have a foot in the door and financial stability, a great overall strategy. Nice. And guess what? Sales as well gets you comfortable talking to people. And the thing is nowadays, like back in the days, you could be super introverted and you don't have to talk to anybody. You just sit at your computer and write code. But nowadays, with the ascension of agile and sprint reviews, you need to sell what you're working on to show the value that it's bringing to the company and to the stakeholders. So if extroverts were like heads down in coding the way that the introverts are, they would run the game, because having that focus to create amazing code, which I'm not saying that extroverts don't, but it's more like when you think of IT, you think of more of introverts. But the way that extroverts are able to communicate and sell something, if they were to combine that power, oh my goodness, they would be just taking the attention of all the stakeholders, because they are interesting people. They're captivating. So for me, what I do, although that I am a very strong introvert, I know how to go outside of I know how to go outside of that and then kill it in that way. So I can be extroverted for a brief moment in time. And I'll tell you this, streaming online, streaming on YouTube, that helped a lot, because if you go back to a year ago to my very first videos, up to maybe, I don't know, even if let's say we go back to one from last week, I'm looking for improvements every single stream. But if you look at last year, oh my God, I looked at one the other year, I'm like, oh my goodness. But I'm going to leave them up because I like to see the improved growth and I want other people to see the improved growth as well. all it takes is to get started, and then you'll get more comfortable. Get started. I'll probably share this a little bit later, but I was talking to I was on a coaching call with one of my tech barbarians, and like a lot of times we will suffer from imposter syndrome, and that's one of the reasons that I created the Poopy Pants app. And another one I'm thinking about creating is like the cookie jar, so that whenever you think that you're inferior, you're an imposter, you go back and you look at that mental Rolodex of all of the things that you've done and how amazing that you are and the stuff that you've accomplished. And that's why I always like to celebrate our wins, to remind you that, hey, you have done a lot, and just continue, and we're gonna win. We're gonna win. All right. So that's that. Let me read this last message from your car, and then we are going to get started writing our code. So your car says, if I like you, I'm an extrovert. If I don't like you, I'm an introvert. That is true. That's true. For me, honestly though, like whenever I'm around, like I can be around in big groups for a certain amount of time, but then once I get back into my atmosphere, I just like crash, and because I'm tired and stuff like that. But I know some people, they can be around people all the time, and then if they are by themselves, they hate it. But I totally understand what you are saying, your car. All right, cool. Let's get started. Let me put our first 20 minutes on the clock.
It's time to do.
All right. So last week when we were working on this, we had disabled this, and then we did it manually. So there are a couple of things we need to do. We need to go into, let me see. Let me close this a little bit. So we're going to go into, let me see. Bigger. We need to edit our listener. So here, this is going to be one thing over here. This ALB target group. So that's one thing that we updated last week, was the ALB target group to also include 443. And the reason that was because when we were going to the load balancer, it was trying to open it up on port as HTTPS instead of HTTP. So we need to add another ALB like this. I'm gonna copy this, and we're gonna go with this. I'm going to call this HTTP app. I'm going to call this one HTTPS app. And then if we go to this resource right here, HTTP app, and then we go to this one, we're going to go, this is going to be HTTPS, this HTTP, that is going to be port HTTPS. Now, so we got this. So this is one thing that we need to do. Now, if we go and we look at our security group, we need to we also need to open the security group support for traffic port. All right, let me stop sharing just for a second to make sure there's nothing in here that shouldn't be shared. We're good in here. All right, cool. So we need to, All right, so I'm going to change this to HTTP port, and I'm going to copy another one for HTTPS port. It's going to be 443. Port to access application publicly via HTTPS. And this is going to be via HTTP. Remember last time, the problem that we're having was that the security group was the security group was they didn't have HTTPS and we didn't have a port forwarding on it as well. So now we're gonna take another ingress. And we're gonna go to here and we're gonna say traffic HTTPS. And I think that should do it. I think that should do it. Let's see. Now, let me make sure. All right, so this is going to also be traffic. Oh, you know what I just saw? I think this was our issue right here because here we had HTTPS, but it was trying to go to port 80 because we had. Okay, so I think that might have been our issue right there, to be honest with you. But it's all good. BBQ. Oops. Let's try changing this. Let me just go through these, make sure that there aren't any references that are broken. Might be now that I'm thinking back on it, I might be doing overkill, but whatever. Let's just get it to work. Nothing in here. I don't think there's anything in here. Nothing in here. I don't think there's anything in here. All right, let's try our Terraform apply. CD Docker or CD Terraform Docker. All right, Terraform apply. ALB listener. All right, so I have one that I missed. In file AWS ALB listener. Wait, what? Which file is this? Oh, ALB. All right, so here. Sure, this one's gonna be HTTP. Port 80. Do I have one for this one? Oh wait, what the heck? Hold on. Okay, so I almost missed this as well. So it's gonna be 443, and this protocol HTTPS. I think we got everything here. Let's try it again. I changed it. I changed the wealth building journey. Welcome to the show, by the way. Welcome. I changed I changed it to I had it before, but I'm changing it over to have one for HTTPS and HTTP. So I had changed it, but I forgot to rename it in this particular file. So that's what I'm going back to do right now, which I just did. But great call out. Let's see if there's anything else that I missed. Let's see. Cool. Let's get to it. while it's doing its thing over here, and when it's done, it's going to spit us out the load balancing URL. I'm going to go to the other screen so that I can see the over here. So I was looking for how to get a how to get the subdomain that we're trying to use into an existing AWS zone. So I found this on Stack Overflow. So the title is like fetch zone ID of hosted domain on Route 53 using Terraform. So it says I'm creating Route 53 record from with Terraform. I have already a hosted domain public, let's say example.com, how to fetch its zone ID and attach to record. So it's trying to get the zone ID of an existing Route 53 zone. So like we have the poopy pants one already. How do we use that so that we can create a record for the subdomain? So that is the situation that we're in right now. It says that let me see. So how can I fetch the zone ID of existing Route 53 zone hosted zone? I have written a file, but what it does is create another hosted zone, example.com, rather than fetching the existing example.com. So, and this is exactly the issue that we're having the other day. And like while Terraform is getting all of our infrastructure set up, I have to say it again. I cannot stop emphasizing this. This is the reason that I do this show, because it's like you run into these troubles and you see what other people have gone through, and then you're able to figure out, okay, how do I fix this? And now, like, because I mean, someone could easily use ChatGPT and then it just tells you, oh, just do this. But having to research it and find it, like going through the different issues and seeing, because like when I go through different Stack Overflows, I'm seeing what other people are going through, and I'm like, oh, okay, I remember I saw this. But if I just do have AI give me the answer, then I'm like, okay, well, I got that, but what about the other things that I might not even be aware of? So that's why I actually like to still search for things on my own. All right. So, anyways, like it's saying here, so this is what this person is doing. It's creating this new example.com, and then they try to create this this record for www. We're going to be using it for something else, and it just creates a new one, which we saw that for ourselves. So now the answer, it says, you need to add private zone _ false. So it seems like, let me see. I don't know why they wrote it separately like this when the person provided this, but it's okay. But it seems like if we just write private zone _ false, then it's going to be able to create that record, but reference it from the other one. So let me see. Zone ID is data.aws Route 53 zone selected zone ID. And I guess it's going to find that from something else. All right, so we have an error, but we'll go and check that out after, and then type alias, and then where it's going to forward to. So this is what we're going to be using. Hopefully that is going to be able to work for us. We shall see. So, let me see something. In Terraform, data source can be used to retrieve information at runtime. The AWS, oh, they did it as data. Oh, that is cool. So, all right, I missed the part where they listed it as data. That's super cool. So what I'm seeing here then is, so there goes the explanation. So here they just tell you how to do it. And then the explanation is, in Terraform, data sources can be used to retrieve information at runtime. And here's the thing. When I was going through the Terraform course, I read about data sources, but it was very arbitrary and abstract. But now, and we use it too, but now that we have an actual need for it, it's telling us how to, like, what the data source is actually doing. And it's retrieving information at runtime. The AWS provider includes a data source for Route 53 zones. Here's an example of the usage. So that's what they were showing us earlier. So that's going to be awesome. And your car says, it looks like setting the target to false is the key. Yup, exactly. So that is, and setting it, so let me see up here. See here, the difference as well though, here they did it as a resource. And when you do it as a resource, it's going to create something new. But what they're saying is here, so there's two things: setting the private zone to false, but also setting it up as a data source. Which I missed that. I thought this was just a resource that they added private zone is false, but it's actually the person did it as a resource, and that's why I created a new one. they're doing it as like you have to do it as a data source and then having the private zone to false to be able to retrieve it. So awesome. That is awesome information. All right. So let's go back to this screen. Something failed over here. Let's find out what it was. Let me see. Creating the ELB listener error. The elastic load balancing that's 400 validation error. A certificate must be. Okay. So I have an idea because I think I found the reason why it was going to HTTPS and not HTTP. So I'm gonna just undo everything. Let's undo everything. We undid everything here. Let's undo everything here. Let's undo. Well, this can stay actually. We don't need to worry about that one. Let's undo everything here. And you're gonna see what I'm doing. You're gonna see what I'm doing. Let me see. Where is the other file that we changed? Actually, no, I'm gonna undo everything here too. All right. So I just undid everything. Why did I undo everything? Because I saw a little thing that could be what our exact problem was. So if we look at, where did I see it? Where did I see it? I just saw it somewhere in here. Auto scaling group, maybe. If we look at, where did I see it? So I guess, let me see if I do a search for HTTPS. Because I saw something as HTTPS for the, I think it was a target group or something. Let me see. Security, not security. Let me see. I can't find it. Wasn't here. Let me see. I don't know why I don't see it now. Network. But it was sending it to HTTPS when it should be sending it to HTTP. And that's why we're able to see it because we're going to actually need to set up a certificate. Let me see. Is it this listener right here? Where is it? All right, let me start it up. Because the thing is, I'm gonna have to get a certificate, and we need a certificate for the subdomain. But I just don't see it though. Let me see. Is it in here? Not in here. Let's go here. Traffic port. This looks good. Port. All right, I'm gonna start it up, and then once we'll be able to find it afterwards. So Terraform apply, because we still need to do our certificate, but it's not gonna make sense to do the certificate on the what do you call it? On the domain that it's gonna be giving you. So all right, now this should fail because it is still like we didn't change anything yet, right? But let me see if I go here, and we go to here. All right, not this again. So all right, so it's happened last time. Let me see. Not secure. So there is a HTTPS error happening somewhere. And it says that the error was elastic load balancing v2 create listener HTTPS response error status code 400. A valid certificate must be specified for HTTPS listeners. And I saw that HTTPS. Let me go through all of these files again. That's not that one. I saw a protocol of HTTPS not too long ago. Just don't remember where I saw it. Let me see. It's not going to be in the availability zones. It's not going to be in this one. It's not going to be in Route 53. So all right, let's do this. Let me allow this over here. And let me update this as well. Let's do that over. All right. So we got those. So this is going to take care of the security group getting access. Let me see. So then this is
lunch break.
so here is going to be, let's finish this real quick because I want to finish the Terraform, get that up and running. So protocol for the load balancer. So the load balancer should go to here, all right? But, okay, so, but we can't do the listener as HTTPS yet. Load balancer listener, port 80, HTTP, front end. Okay, is anybody else using it? I just want to saw HTTPS somewhere. All right, let's start that up again. So let's do a Terraform apply. Yes. All right, let's see. If we were to take this address over here and we go here and let's see what happens if we put https : and the connection is refused because I think it's not listening for it on that port, right? So if we go to here, but the listener is going to tell us that we need a certificate in order to be able to use it. Let's think. It's interesting that it's requiring it, but let me see something. I don't see it. So if we go to it'll be, where's the listener? So listener, PPQ target group. But I think this part right here was the reason that it wouldn't do a second one. Port. If I add this real quick. So we know we can get it to work in the, like if we do it through the console, but something in the Terraform is not playing nice. What did I get wrong? What? Oh, let's see. So I think that's what we had last time. Let me see what error it gives us. See, me, I don't mind getting errors because I learn from the errors, and that's how I know what I need to adjust. Let's see. Let's get this error. Then we'll go to break. Right. So here, ALB. ALB. Target group. What's the error? Rating already exists. Keep target group. All right, let's try this then. I'm just gonna try to change this one, the existing one, to probably what I saw earlier, 3. And then this one. So this is probably going to give us the error. But either way, we will go to break after this. All right, while it's doing that, let's go to break. We shall go to break and we will figure it out as it's going on because we got it to work manually, but we need to get it to work in an automated fashion. So let's go through the chat real quick and then going to talk about a little topic. So welcome again, the Wealth Building Journey. We got Mitch in the building. What's going on, Mitch?
Hey.
All right. And let's see what else we got. Ingress 2, Ingress. I will check that out. I'll check that out when we get back. It says due to inflation, I can only afford Skittles Littles. Oh, okay. And the Wealth Building Journey says this is where I'd be lazy and try to create a certificate. Well, the thing is, to create the certificate, I'm gonna have to set up the domain, the subdomain, and then we're gonna have to create the certificate. So it's crazy. And then it says, is it because you fixed the securities that you don't need the listener anymore? No, I still need the listener. It's that the listener is what's gonna go through the security group. So like once it gets to the listener and it sees that HTTPS, it should forward it to the security group, and the security group is gonna say, oh, does this security group have the permissions for HTTPS? So if it's no, then it's still gonna fail. So last time we updated both, but I might go back and check if I update one, what's gonna happen. But we're gonna see. It's acting funny right now. But let's get to this topic real quick, right? Let's get to this topic. Where is it? All right, so let's put up 5 minutes on the clock, and we're gonna go over to here. So this section, this first break, we're going to call it that boot camps down bad. Yes, they are. Boot camps are down bad. So the Launch Academy announces strategic pause in immersive bootcamp enrollment. So this is by the Launch Academy. They're saying After careful consideration, we have decided to temporarily pause enrollment in the interest of our future students. This decision comes after 11 years of successfully launching careers in technology for over 1,200 students. We recently celebrated another year of launching careers with Launch Academy. May 1st, 2013 will always define itself as a life-changing moment for me. The launch of our first cohort was the start of something special. I've been blessed to not only have had an impact on so many careers, but to also call many students friends. Oh, you know what? Now that we're talking about friends, we're gonna have to play this, right? We're gonna have to play this. But to also call students friends as they've advanced in the industry I love so dearly. In order for boot camps to work, they have to deliver what's called the whole product. Our education and career preparation is only a portion of the value proposition. Our curriculum has to connect with market demand in the form of placement rates. If graduates don't find jobs, regardless of program quality, a boot camp isn't delivering the whole product. And you know what? That is a fact. I commend you for your honesty. All right. So it continues throughout our history. We've held pride in our stellar placement rates. For 10 years, we typically yielded an 80% or better placement rate, often placing 100% of our graduates. What? Is that so? I need proof. I need receipts. These results were verified and audited as part of our participation in CIRR. The value proposition was clear. Study with us, work hard, and the odds were in your favor that you would find your first role in technology. We believe the value proposition of boot camps goes beyond the curriculum itself. It hinges on the ability to translate that education into concrete job opportunities. Unfortunately, the current market climate threatens that connection. That sucks. A shift in the market. As new entrants pervaded the market, hiring managers became increasingly discerning. Discerning? Yeah, discerning. Established for-profit education institutions have taken notice of our strong value proposition, and we started to see a trend of programs speculatively filling classes without regard to the whole entire product. Bootcamp graduate quality started to decline, and we were faced with the need to significantly differentiate our alumni. And yeah, that is true. The quality did certainly start to decline. The tech industry is a dynamic landscape, and Launch Academy has always adapted to its changes. We've weathered increased competition, market consolidation, and even a global pandemic. Through it all, our focus remained unwavering, ensuring our graduates were well equipped to enter the workforce and thrive. However, recent trends present a more complex challenge. The influx of new bootcamp programs, coupled with an increase in experienced developers seeking new opportunities due to layoffs and hiring freezes, has created a saturated market. Didn't I say that like every single stream, that the market is so saturated by all the people who are throwing people into boot camps and they have absolutely no experience, no idea what they're doing. And now it's like, give me a job, give me a job, give me a job. I want a job. When do you want it? Now. You know, what do we want? Jobs. When do we want it? Now. That's going to be the new chant. That's the new chant. All right. Give me a job. Or what do we want? A job. When do we want it? Now. Where do we want it? In the tech field. All right. That's the new chant. Right. Anyways, whatever timer. Anyways, so let's keep going. It says, hiring managers are becoming more discerning, and unfortunately, some have developed negative experience with boot camps graduates from not from our program, from other, those guys over there, trash. But us, you know what? Our boot camp,
We the best.
yes, we are. We are the best boot camp to ever exist. All right. So I think they should just change their name from boot camp to something else, right? Hiring managers are becoming more discerning, and unfortunately, they have developed negative experiences with bootcamp graduates from other programs, which impact how they view all bootcamp graduates, regardless of program quality. So you always hear, we're not all the same. Not all boot camps are the same. You see, everyone uses that. You can't generalize. Well, if 9 out of 10 boot camps provide crappy graduates, then, you might as well just say all of them, all right? You might as well just say all of them. So, a shift in value proposition. These developments have caused a fundamental shift in the bootcamp value proposition, and it saddens me. Oh my God, now we're sad. So we got to do it again. All right? Sorry, Wealth Building Journey. They're forcing my hand in it, right? It saddens me to share that the odds are no longer in favor of a boot camp graduate. Oh my God.
Bruh.
I've been saying this for over a year now. The odds are not in your favor only if you are reliant on that boot camp for success. A boot camp, in my opinion, is just a tool in the bucket to gain some skills. But if you think I'm going to go to a boot camp and then get the bag, I'm going to be making my $500K in 6 months after I've graduated a QA boot camp. Sorry, I apologize. That is not. And here's the thing, right? Because who am I? I am just a QA engineer who's been at it for 15 years. And you're going to believe somebody who said they got into it like after 3 months, after 4 months, and this is what they did. Maybe I've aged out of the game, right? I don't know. But this is coming from the person who started a boot camp 10 years ago, and they're telling you that it's no longer in your favor. That $20,000 that you spent, it's no longer in your favor. Sorry, not sorry. Right? So, with so much seniority in the job market, it's difficult even for the strongest of graduates to find a job. With hard work and intentional effort, it is still possible, but market-wide placement rates are starting to dip below 50%. Yes, 50%. Oh my God. This is so disheartening. So, despite this market downturn and adverse hiring environment, larger competitors still continue to speculatively fill cohorts. And that's a fact, because I hear every week, we're starting a new cohort. And then people sign up and they pay the bag. Like I heard from this one boot camp, it like for QA, right? For manual testing, it's about 8 to 10 grand. But you can get a discount. Right? You can get a discount for like maybe 2 or 3 grand, right? But then if you want to add automation onto it, that's another 5 grand. Yes. Because I wish I had the soundbite, right? For 50 Cent going straight to the bank with this one. They are going straight to the bank with this one. And they're like, they look at you and they're like,
thank you for your patronage.
Thank you for your patronage. And don't forget, they hit you with the
I appreciate it.
because they surely do. All right. So let's keep reading. All right. So let's see. They will continue to enroll students regardless of market outlooks. And we think that it's not in the best interest of the boot camp student. Most programs are not diversified, meaning their exclusive source of revenue is tuition dollars. Ooh, thank you for your patronage. Foreseeing the approaching downturn, Launch Academy increased its energy towards diversification and added private training and consulting services as new ways for the launch mission to persist. These avenues have been able to support the school throughout the economic shifts, and we intend for it to continue keeping the launch mission alive while the code school takes a pause. Given our commitment to outcomes, we are pausing code school enrollment until the market improves and the whole product can be a reasonable certainty for our graduates. We feel doing anything else would be destructive to our mission, changing lives with software. We'll be back when we can confidently deliver the whole product. We won't say goodbye. Instead, we'll say, see ya later. And lastly, all right, while enrollment is paused, Launch Academy remains dedicated to our existing student and alumni. We will continue to provide comprehensive postgraduate support through our curriculum and dedicated Slack channel. These resources are designed to help graduates navigate the job market and secure their dream careers. Furthermore, our vibrant alumni network remains a cornerstone of Launch Academy. We'll continue to invest in fostering connections and building a strong community with this network, ensuring our alumni have a supportive space to grow and thrive. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. We want to grow and thrive. So, what is the future of Launch Academy? Which I have absolutely never heard of Launch Academy in my life, right? But Launch Academy has a proven by whom? By whom? That's what I want to know. Show me the receipts. A proven track record of adapting and evolving alongside the tech industry. We have no doubt the market will adjust and will look forward to bringing back the immersive bootcamp program when the time is right. In the meantime, Launch Academy remains dedicated to the world of software development. We'll continue building great software, offering private training and consulting services through our sister company, Launchware, and exploring. I want a Launchware shirt. I'm just saying, I want a Launchware shirt, and exploring innovative ways to help aspiring developers achieve their goals. We are exploring new specific skill-based continuing education options to help both our alumni and other software developers continue to upskill and advance their careers. We encourage you to stay connected in addition to periodic updates about our ongoing endeavors and new course options. We will also continue to share software engineering related educational content and tips for software developers here on our LinkedIn page. And a final word. While this decision may seem like a step back, it's ultimately a strategic pause that allows us to remain true to our core mission, changing lives with software. We believe in the power of education to transform careers, and we look forward to the day we can once again offer our immersive program that has empowered so many. Whew, that was a long one, but I am so sorry, Launch Academy, for what you're going through, for you guys finally realizing what I said a year ago about, hey, what they're telling you guys, the quality that's coming out of these bootcamps. I'll tell you this. I was in another Discord group, and I asked a simple question like, hey, what is how would you test this? And then they started giving me this, I don't even know how to, they started giving me these words, like these big words about, whenever I think of big words, shout out to Trap. The first word that comes to my mind is Pythagorean's theorem. I mean, I could use metacognition, I guess. I learned that in second grade. But they start using these big words and stuff like that. Like, oh, and you do this. And this. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, all right. So what's the answer? Like, I'm looking for a number, not for a paragraph. And then when they finally gave me the number, they were all wrong. I'm like, all right, cool. So apparently your ISTQB certification, whatever it is that you're using to study, it didn't really tell you like the practical approach to testing. So we got a gap here. And I was let me see. We'll talk about that. This is going to be in our second break. But I was doing a mock interview with one of my tech barbarians this morning, and I asked them like some questions based off their resume, based off the job description, and they started telling me like all these technical QH. I'm like, look, I just want the answer. Like I don't want to hear a whole. I don't want to go into a whole bootcamp lecture about all. So we'll get to that, right? We'll get to that, but. That's our next break. So let's go and check out the chat before we get back to work. So we're gonna go with that. All right, cool. So let me see. And I know when I bring these stories, you guys are going to find that very, very interesting. Well, Journey finds it funny, and it says, "What a shock!" And whenever we say shock, we go with. Right? And your card says, after taking 12,000 students' money, we realize we don't provide any real value. So I'm gonna cut them some rope, right? I'm gonna cut them some rope because I think they're saying over the past 10 years or 11 years, they were adding value, but then when all the other boot camps came in, the other boot camps were not adding any value, and that's why they are quitting. Because of the bad job that the other boot camps did, that makes them look bad as well. And so they're saying like, no, it's not us, it's them over there. They're the ones who messed everything up, which there might be some type of truth to that. How much? I don't know, maybe a 10% truth. Because like for me at least, right? If you're going to a bootcamp and you're doing software engineering, then I would expect you to know how to like test your code, write unit tests and stuff like that. But I'll tell you this, even the Udemy courses, I don't see them teaching like how to write unit tests and stuff like that. You don't need to get a separate Udemy course on if you even have that in your mind, but they never even talk about testing your code. So I think that's a big lack. And I think if you don't know how to write unit tests, you're not ready to work as a software engineer. If you can't start an app locally to test it, then you're not ready to do quality assurance. If you can't navigate through Git, you're not ready to do software engineering or quality assurance, and maybe some other stuff as well. So the boot camps are down bad. But the thing is, at least with this one, they're saying, you know what, we're gonna pause because the market is not good for us right now. But like they correctly pointed out, other boot camps, they are still enrolling people when they know that it's almost impossible to get jobs. If you're going to a boot camp to get the knowledge, but it's not like, oh, I'm going to this boot camp because they told me that I'm going to be able to get this job. Great, because like you can go like if you want, let's say you want to build software, and I mean there are definitely better ways to do that than going through a boot camp. But let's say like you go to a boot camp for that purpose to like learn how to build software, then cool, because the purpose was like, okay, I need to learn this thing. But if it's like, oh, this boot camp is going to get me to get this next job, then you're like, it's not true. And you didn't do your research well enough. You have to take like, if you're going to spend $10, $12, $20,000, then you're going to have to take 90% of the blame because you didn't do your proper research. You didn't talk to the right people. You didn't network effectively to find out is this going to be a good decision. All right. So what else we got? And Wealth Building Journey loves my small violin. And the Wealth Building Journey says, this sounds like the for-profit model from Corinthians, the model for churn through degrees. And it says, it doesn't matter. You are guilty by association. Facts. When you get, you're like, oh, you can't put us all in the same box. Well, when there's 99 out of 100 doing the same thing, you kind of fall into that, you kind of fall in. It says, what's 20,000 times 1,200? Oh, your car, you don't make me do math on the stream. Come on, your car. Let me see what I can find. Let me see what I can do. What can I do? It is my calculator. 20,000 times 1,200 is hundreds, thousands, $24 million. It is $24 million. Oh, they certainly were like,
Thank you for your patronage.
and then they said,
Money.
and then they said,
I appreciate you.
and then they said,
Congratulations, you played yourself.
it all in that exact sequence. That's how it went. It went in that exact sequence. So it happens. And see, you let me do the math and then you had the answer. Oh, come on, Wealth Building Journey. How could you do this? All right, it says, your card says, follow the money. Follow the money. Exactly. And it says, the next painful question. Then, next painful question. What happens when general economic conditions go to the pot and more displaced people, aka laid off, want to go through a software boot camp? They are going to put it on their credit card. They're going to finance it, and then they're going to get to, when I say they, the boot camps are going to get to the bag.
Bruh.
And then they're going to come to this channel and they're like, and they're going to ask like, oh, can you check my resume? Can I, I did this boot camp and this is my resume. And it has like one entry as a job, which is their internship. It says, I did this and I did that. And I'm like, that's it. And then they're going to say, can you help me? And we're like, not really. I'm like, well, you can join, but I'm going to put you to work. And then they're gonna like, okay, well, how do I use Git? And how do I use Docker? And how do I use Node? And I'm like, didn't they teach you that in the boot camp? Huh? No, what? So that's exactly what's gonna happen. you ask what's going to happen, that is exactly what's going to happen. And I'm going to be like, okay, now I have to put you on a PIP and because they don't want to work. All right. Anyways, so your car says as well, it was more of a get rich quick scheme. People wanted to believe it because they wanted the salary to be there at the end, and it wasn't. And and I'll be fair. Some boot camps, some boot camps actually do work, but the thing is, it's just education. Like it's like when people think like, oh, if I just go and get a college degree, then and on that college degree, if I spend $250,000 on this college degree that there is absolutely nobody hiring for, or the max you make on this $250,000 degree is $30,000 a year. Like, how many videos you, oh, I went to college, and now I can't find a job anywhere. And I'm like, wait, what's your degree in? Well, it's in like international affairs, foreign affairs, and and political science. And I'm like, well, before you went into that degree, did you look to see what type of jobs there would be in political science and all that type of stuff? They're like, no, but because it was my passion. It was my passion. And you know how it goes. It goes, your passion, right? So sorry, not sorry. So go for what is going to get you where you want to be. And then once you are comfortable and you can do whatever you want, then pursue your passion. Why don't you pursue your passion when you're old, right? And while you're young, get to the bag. And the wealth building journey with, oh Lord, not metacognition. Hey, see, I dropped the bomb. I dropped the bomb on the wealth building journey. And it says, I think CC teaches software engineer. Who's CC? What's CC? I don't know. And it says, no, they made $24 million doing it. They just didn't want to be the company that gets sued. They were smart enough to get out early. Lawsuits are coming for all of these companies. I mean, I wonder though, what's going to be the lawsuit? What's going to be the class action lawsuit? Is it like, you told us that we were going to get a job and we didn't? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It says, and then I laughed. This is the laugh that your car did. This is the exact laugh that he did. I don't know. You said CC. I don't know what CC is. You said CC. And says their passion is to get money, not get. You guys remember the Junior Mafia song "Get Money"? I need to get that soundbite. The Junior Mafia "Get Money." And it says smart on software development. And I don't know what CC Bootcamp is. What are you talking about? I don't know. And it says they were promising job placement. There you go. That is a good point. If they were promising job placement, that's going to be a problem because that's why I always tell people, like, I can give you all the skills that you need and like I can show you what you need to do, but I am not I am not the Santa Claus of jobs. I cannot tell you, oh, if you work with me, you're guaranteed to get a job. I can tell you, like, you're going to know more than a lot of other people, but I cannot, like, and that's what I always wondered, like, how do these companies say, oh yeah, you're like, we have job placement, we have these connections and stuff. I'm like, if they're not the hiring manager, if they do not have someone like a company, if they're not a company that's hiring, how can you promise job placement? Because where are all these jobs? Even when times are good, where are all these jobs? So I totally understand what you mean by that. I totally get it, right? Anyways, let's get to work. It's already 4 o'clock. Let's get to work, right? Let me read this last one. So the last message cut off, it said, these bootcamp seekers are passionate for a paycheck, not passionate to learn software development. That is true. But even so, even with that, right? Even if they're passionate for a paycheck, still do, like, if you're passionate for a paycheck, do what it takes to get that passionate paycheck. So if it means that you have to study hard, put in the work, then do that to get that passionate paycheck. But if you're not, like, if you just want the money and you're not willing to put in the effort for it, then sucks to be you. And the last thing before we get back to work, right? The way that I see it, like everything that I learned, I'm thinking about other ways to use it. Other ways to use it. So whether I'm thinking about APIs, whether I'm thinking about Terraform, I can use it at work. I can use it on my own. I can build my own stuff. So so that's what I was saying. Like if you're going to like a boot camp or you're going to like you're taking a Udemy course or you're going to school to see, okay, how can I like it's not just like, oh, it's because if I do this, I'm going to get this particular job. No, if it's for I'm going to learn how to do this, and now I can figure out how I'm going to use these skills. I can plan. Okay, I need these skills. I'm going to learn how to do this, and then the job is just going to be something that's part of the process. But I always say, okay, think about what you can build first, and then go from there. So, anyways, let's get to work, right? Let's get to work. Sorry, Launch Academy, for all the trouble that you are going through. But let's go ahead and let's look at here. All right, so deleting resource and use target group currently in use by listener or rule status. All right, so let me do this. I'm gonna go inside the console and I'm just gonna look around to see what's going on over here. And we're gonna go here and we're gonna go over to load balancers. Load balancers. And we're gonna go over here. So this target group right here. Let me see. So let me just do this, right? So let's say edit listener. We change this to ACPS 443. See, the thing is though, I don't have a certain. Oh, you know what? Okay, I see what happened last. I see what I did last time. I chose this certificate. So, mm, mm, okay. So I need a certificate to do that. All right. So in that case, let's go with the wealth building journey. Suggestion: we are going to make the SSL policy null. Where did I do that? I'm not sure where I'll do that, Yukar. But we can fix that. So, all right, let's do this. Let's do this. We are gonna go to because I can use that same existing ACM. All right, so let's do this. We're gonna go and we're gonna do a small pivot. We're gonna go into this Route 53, and we're going to uncomment all this code. We're gonna change this to data. And I'm going to look at what we were looking at over here. And we have the name. We're going to do data and private zone equals false. And we're going to do for zone ID, take that out. We're going to say data.aws route 53 zone dot that dot zone ID. So that should take us there. And then the name we're going to use. Yes, we can use this like that. And that's going to be data.aws zone dot name. So that should take care of that. And evaluate target health false. All right, cool. So we got that. Let me Let me undo these things first. Just undo these real quick, and then we'll fix it afterwards. Because we're gonna need that ACM. Because what I'm gonna do, I'm going to change this back, and then I'm going to need that one. I'm going to tear it down, and then we're gonna bring it back up. And let me put our 20 minutes on the clock as well.
Let's go! Let's go!
I undid that. I'm gonna get the subdomain to work, ECS dev, and then we are going to get that up and running, tear everything down, work on the certificate, and see what happens from there. Right. So let's go ahead and do a Terraform apply. And this should just be creating the Route 53. So it's going to do something. All right, let's say yes. It says creating Route 53 invalid bash chain. Try to create resource record. Oh, okay. Because we had created. All right, so I have to go because I had created last time manually. So let's get rid of that. Let me go to. Let's get rid of that. Go here. And okay. So let's get rid of these. We had created these before, but we know it's going to work because it actually found out we created it manually. So we know it's going to work. Let's delete that. Or not zone. Jeez, we don't want to do that. We want to delete these right here. Delete records. And yes, delete. All right, cool. So now we can go back and apply our Terraform. And this should it should be able to create it in here, which is what we wanted. And now we know that we can use data sources to import at runtime from existing things in AWS. So let's go back over here. And we're going to go to Terraform apply again. See, I learn by trial and error, but I don't want to learn on the job. I want to be able to perform on the job. So on my own time, as Robert T. Martin says, we should be investing into our training, into our development, so that we can perform. I was saying the other day, like when you're an athlete, you spend so much time practicing so that you can show up for a particular game and perform there. So why aren't we practicing our craft? Whatever it is that you're doing, like how do you continue to stay up to date, refine your skills? You know, some people they'll do coding challenges, they'll do whatever, but like keep your mind rolling. I remember in December, a lot of the engineers on my team, they were doing Advent of Code. Every day they would do some code so that they were like it was kind of like a competition as well. But I think it's important that we continue to invest in ourselves, putting in those hours. Practice, training camp. Not a boot camp, but a training camp. Like every at the beginning of any season, right? There's training camp, there's preseason games, exhibition games, all of that good stuff, right? Why do we treat it any differently? Why do we treat our craft any differently? Whatever it is that you're doing. If someone is into like making music, do you have to sample things? Do you have to practice things? Do you have to do different stuff so that you can see so you can see how does this sound? How can I put these together? You're practicing. You're refining. You're getting better. So that's done. Let's go over here now, and it should pop up over here. Let's take a quick look. Where's my refresh? Well, looky here. Look who popped up to the party. So but now I know this isn't going to work, but it's okay because we know that it's here. So if we go in here and we go here, it's not going to work, probably because it's trying to go to HTTPS, right? But we know that it's pointing here because even that load balancer is not working. Let me see if I go here. And I go here. The same result, which isn't bad. So now we need to get our certificate to work. All right, so let me see. How are we going to get the certificate to work? Who's calling me? I don't know who that is. All right, how are we going to get the certificate to work? So we are going to go to, we got this one. All right. Let me make sure as well. This is pointing to, yep, so it's pointing to the right one. You got the right one. So now we are going to need to get the certificate. All right, so let's take a look at so I'm gonna take a look at our previous our other Terraform, that one that we did for Elastic Beanstalk, to see how did we, where did I have that file? Where do we have our ACM? And this one I had everything all stuck together, so it was not the bestest that we did, but that was like our first like real Terraform thing. So we're gonna need to create a certificate. Let me see. Oops. So we went to here and we said, so there should be a second one here. So we did resource, AWS, ACM certificate, PPQ, all right. Validation method here, and we said subject alternative names. So we need to import this one. AWS Route 53 record. Let's see. This is for the AWS. All right, so this was for the record. And this is already applied to this. And then if we go to our, let me see if we have our listener in here. Inside of this listener, where did we set the, it was here. Listener 443. All right, so now we're going to be looking up some let's say AWS or Terraform, AWS, let me see, listener. And that's our first search. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the, let me see. I'm going to look at the listener settings that we have here. And I'm going to see how we're going to, where we add the certificate. That's the thing is, all right, where do we add the certificate to the listener, right? So ALB listener. Okay, is the function? Okay, I guess. All right. So now, all right. So there's a certificate here. So if we do a data import of the certificate, we should be able to just pass that into our listener, into the front end of the listener, apparently. Mm, Well, I guess we shall give that a try. We will go with the wealth building journeys methodology of doing it is, hey, just do the listener. I'm like, you're right. You are right, the wealth building journey. So we're gonna go to here. I guess we're gonna have to do a data. All right, so let's look at the data that we did for here, right? I'm just gonna copy this real quick. And I guess it won't be the same. Let's try looking at here. Where is my, so if I look at here and we have AWS ACM. Look at this. So if we were to, not this one, copy this one, could I pass this as data? I'm going to copy this for now. And I'm going to put that inside of here. And I'm going to go like that. Missing required fields domain. Where'd you put it? Oh, wait a second. If I put this in here. Okay, I'm missing a. And then we change this to data. And it says here, I'm missing a required field domain. So I put this in here. And I get rid of that. Even need any of these? So, all right, let's do a quick Google search on data AWS ACM certificate. See how we can import that. Let's go over here. And let's take a look at this data source. So it just needs to be find a certificate that is issued. Find a certificate that is issued by, not imported into ACM. I guess Amazon issued maybe. All right, let's try that. Let's try that. All right, so we're gonna be trying this one right here. This one seems like it's imported into AWS. This one seems like it's not imported because it's Amazon issued. Status or type. All right, let's try it. Let's try it out. Let's go over here. And we're going to go here and we're going to say, let's see. We got that. We got the domain. We say types equals Amazon issued. because it was. And then most recent is true. So we got that. So now, can we change this to the front end? All right, so now we got that. Now if we look at the load balancer listener, we're gonna have port 443. We have the load balancer ARN. Protocol HTTPS, we're gonna need to change to port 443. And SSL policy, let me copy this over here. So let's change this to, we're gonna do this. Traffic port, I'm just gonna, I guess I can do, let's copy that. I'm gonna do it like this. I'm just gonna leave the traffic port so I don't have to update in other spaces, but we're gonna say HTTPS traffic port, or what? All right. I guess I have to change it in 2 spots. Variables, HTTPS. So I'll leave this as is. And we're gonna say HTTPS. And that's gonna be 443. And now we can go into, we are gonna have to update this one to be to have 2, one for that and one for that. And if we go back to the ALB, now we should be able to do HTTPS traffic port, HTTPS, and now we're going to have to add in our SSL policy, which is, oops, copied something over it. Copy that. Paste that in here, and now we're going to have to import our data for the certificate. So certificate ARN, and that's going to be data dot ACM certificate dot this one dot which one should it be? ARN is the ARN found. Certificate is the, I guess it's a certificate. Oh no, it's ARN because it said certificate ARN. So we got that. All right, cool. So that should be it right there. The problem is that if we try to change this, it's not going to be able to change unless we copy this. Actually, let me copy this whole thing. Because if we keep the HTTP, right, and we go here, we paste this, and we say HTTPS front end, and we go here, and we still have all this, we have all this, and this is HTTPS. Now we have this one, we'll have 2 of them. And now the question is, we have all that, we have all that. ALB target group. So let's see if this is gonna go through, right? See what happens with this. Yes. So one resource is added. We modified the security group. We added so the 443 for the security group. We added another listener. So let's try it out. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, right? Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? So if we go back, so this one had failed, connection timed out, and this was trying to go HTTPS, but it got the same. All right, so now let's see here. If we take this to HTTPS, all right. So this is better than we saw before. Error common name invalid.
Lunch break.
If
Lunch
we
break.
proceed anyways, or we get this, not good, but better. What if we go here? So we shall check. All right, let's go to break, and then we're going to check to see if we're getting a 503 because something with the application, or if it's because something else. But I have no problem like completely tearing everything down and bringing it back up to see what happens. Because this happened 2 weeks ago, and then last week it started up fine. So we shall see, right? We shall see. Let's go to break. Good. We have a lot of progress going on here. Our certificate is actually working. So shout out to the wealth building journey and to your car. And let's see. So break time. Let me see if there's anything in the chat before we get into the break. Nope, nothing serious right now. So here is the second topic. So I was saying earlier that I had a mock interview prep with my tech barbarian. So like I said, this tech barbarian been with me for now going on a month and a half, almost 2 months, and didn't know anything about Docker, didn't know anything about Node, and didn't know anything about Git, and now they are so comfortable navigating through it all. Great stuff. But now they have an interview tomorrow, and I said, you know what? That means that now that you have an interview, like you have landed an interview, that means that we need to have a interview prep, a mock interview. So we're doing it this morning, and we get started, and I can see the nervousness on them as we get it started. And guess what? We talk just about every day because we're working on the project and on the app and everything like that. But like they were so nervous because they're in the hot seat. And a lot of people, they believe that, well, I'm gonna put 5 minutes up on this, right? Or whatever. But they get super nervous because they're interviewing. And I think that happens because of you lack confidence. And that's why it's important to practice these interviews, and you get all the jitters, all the bugs out, so you can know. And when I do my mock interviews, I make it so tough because if I can make it hard for you, when you go into that interview, it's going to be a breeze. And that's why I like to have like 1 or 2 or 2 or 3 mock interviews before you actually go into your interview, because on the first one, that's when you're going to be super nervous. You're not going to know how it's going to be, what to expect. But then on the second one, you can go back, because I recorded it as well. You go back and you watch how you did on the first one, all the mistakes that you made. And then, so then the second time you do a lot better, you might still have some things that you need some feedback on. And then on the third time, that's when it should be like, oh, okay, like you go out there and kill it like a rock star. So what happens is like, what I noticed was like, I'm asking these questions. I'm comparing the job description to the resume, and then I'm asking about things that are on the resume, and it's like the nervousness and not being able to really articulate what you know. So and that's the thing, you can have all of the knowledge, all of the information in the world, and you don't know how to express it. So I had to stop them in between, like, okay, think about this, think about that, and that goes back to what I was talking about a little bit earlier, where we try to sound so cool, so fancy. And and I'll probably make a video about this at some point. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but there's going to be a video about this, where when you are interviewing, you have to think about this. The cost of hiring, which I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. The cost of hiring. So if they ask you a question and you go on and on and on, giving so much context without an answer first. Some people, when you ask them a question, they will like to ramble, and never actually give you the answer. And I'm like, give me the answer first, add the context later. Because if your answer is wrong, then I don't care about your context. So answer the question first. So I said, so they started using like all these words, and they were like, so with white box testing, and then this, and then I'm looking like, I'm losing interest. Like, what are you talking about? Can we get to like answer my question first, and then if I want more information about how you got to the answer, then I'll ask you. But this isn't elementary school when we're talking about like in math, like, oh, you have to write out all the steps to the problem and not just give me the answer first, and then if I want to know the steps, then you can give me the steps. But it's like, but that's the thing, when you go through these programs, whether it's a boot camp or like an online course, whatever it is, the information that they're giving you is valid. It's valid. But if you think that that's what's going to woo the hiring person, because they'll even tell you this. Like, I've seen this, like, oh, how to prepare for a Q&A. And maybe it might be different in other countries where they have like QA farms, but or or engineering farms, software engineering farms, whatever the case may be. But if you think that, because they'll say on these things like, they'll say, the type of questions to expect. What is black box testing? What is white box testing? What is regression testing? What is this? Here in the United States, if you're getting hired for a QA job, I would expect you to know what these things are. I want to know how you're going to approach it. Not, oh, I'm going to do what? I don't care. Like, what exactly are you going to do? What is going to be your answer? So if I ask you, like, hey, how did you do this? I want you to, okay, I went and I used this software. I did this. I moved this over here. I checked out this branch. That's the question that I'm asking for. That's the answer I'm looking for. It's not, so, when I was thinking about this white box testing and then this black box testing and then, my metacognition, thinking about my own thinking and this and that. And I'm like, and I'm like this. So that's what I mean, right? You have to like your car said, interview like a king or a queen, which now that I think about it, when has a king ever had to interview your car? I don't know. My mind is wandering, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But my point is, right? You need to sell yourself. Like, talk about, like, and this is what I told him, right? And this, I don't know why I'm sharing this information with you guys right now, but I told you, everything has to come back to you. Everything has to come back to, why am I the only person for this job? Why am I so awesome? And why, if you pass me up, it is going to absolutely suck for your company. And for me, like, like, when I approach an interview, for me, I'm like, well, this is like, if you don't want to work with me, then sorry, that is your loss.
Bruh.
Because I know what I can do, and I know the way that I work. I know the way that I'm gonna figure these things out. And now everything that I'm doing here, I'm able to bring it back to my job and apply that there. I'm able to build my own stuff. I'm able to coach people, all that type of stuff. So, and that's why I'm like, you have to, like, you build confidence through the work and then through sharing the work. And that's why I told him, like, hey, it might be tough for you to think about to process this, but and this I told him a different time, like, but if you were to actually create content, like, just 5-10 minutes videos, put it on LinkedIn and ask for feedback, ask for whatever, then it's going to serve you well, because you're going to get more confident speaking about the things that you know. And they created their first video the other day, and they posted it, and they were so comfortable, so confident talking about the work that they've done. And I had to tell them this morning, like, well, why aren't you talking to me like you spoke in that video that you created? Like, because if you did, then I was like, oh yeah, you really know what you're talking about. You're really excited about it. So that's the concept that I'm like, all right, when you need to come with energy when you're interviewing. You need to come with excitement, like, you want to be here. Because why would a company want to hire you if it's like, I'm just here. Like, no, bring the excitement, bring the energy, bring, like, I want to work here. I want to work for your company. I want to add the value that I know that I bring to your company. And when like, for me at least, when I see that you're interested, that you're asking the right questions, that you're answering with confidence, you know what you're talking about, even if you're even if you're a junior, you're new to the field, I can see the sense that you are serious about doing this work. And I'm like, all right, cool. This person I want to talk to again. This person, I want them on my team. I can, like, they might not know everything, but I know that I can coach them up and they will learn, and that's what I'm looking for. And that's why I think that the mock interviews or interview preps are super, super important. So the first step, right? First step is the resume. And well, I mean, the very, very first step is getting the skills and the knowledge and the tool set. But then having the right resume where you put that information, that is going to be your marketing information, having the right resume. And now when you have that right resume, then you need to prepare for that interview so that you can get all the bugs out, all the jitters. You can expect what type of questions. You can be in that hot seat. So then when you are actually in the hot seat, you're not going to be looking like Menace to Society, you can be confident. You can be confident, right? And that is that's the mindset behind it, all right? So with that being said, that is our second break topic for today. And let me check the chat before we get to our last segment of work today. So let's see. The wealth building journey says nervousness comes from fear of being unprepared. And you said it, confidence is critical. To get confidence, you need competence. That is a fact. And here's the thing, right? They know how to do the work. But the thing is, it's like they just never really been in that position of interviewing and having to sell yourself because at the end of the day, you're a salesman. What can you do? What can you do for me? You have to tell me what you can do for me. I'm like, oh yeah, I can see value in that. And then I want you on my team. And that's why interview preparations, mock interviews, because you're unprepared, you have that fear, but have no fear. Tech Coach Ralph is here and we are going to get you right. We're going to fix your interview preparation skills, fix your resume, all of that good stuff. And your card says, interview like a king or a queen, which I did ask, when have kings or queens ever? Well, to be fair, if anyone ever saw the movie Esther, the queens did the potential queens did kind of have to interview for the king. And I think it was called A Night with the King, the movie of Esther. So I guess queens might have to interview, to be fair. But anyways, let's see. The wealth building journey. See, sometimes I have to stop trying to read these acronyms. It says, or like we do in finance, bluff, bottom line up front. Okay. And the wealth building journey says, interview like a boss, Rick Ross, boss. And your card says you have to interview like a king because if you're interviewed as a king, they wouldn't hire you. They are the king. That is a fair point. That is a fair point. The card says that's like having test anxiety. Did I ever tell you guys a story about my first college algebra test when I was in high school? I was like, oh, this is easy stuff. I went in there and took the test and I had a 48. Yes, a 48. I was like, what in the is this? And after that, I did every single problem in the book for the test, for the section that we're going over. I did every single problem in those chapters, and every single test after that, it was 100. It was a 98, a 94. All that stuff ended up getting an A in the class because they dropped the lowest grade. So that 48 got wiped out of there. It was gone. Got it out of there. We're not having that, right? Because I didn't want to end up saying,
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So, but then after that, I'm like, how do I do this? How to do that? But after that first test, I just went in there. I was looking forward to the test dates, and I was boom, 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 out there in 15 minutes, knock those tests out of the park. And the building journey says, correct. Most people are wholly, they're wholly, not partially, they're wholly unaware that they are selling themselves. That is a fact. And that gets a message. And your card said, Ralph was me. We messed up the curve. Classmates hated us. Hey man. Once I saw that one, I'm like, what? This is math. I own math. I invented math for me to get a 48. Nope. We are going to study. I had a little trick. I would fall asleep studying around maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, fall asleep studying. And then I would dream about the math problems and I would be doing the math problems in my sleep. So now when I'm taking the test, I just close my eyes And I can see I would see how I was solving the problems while I was dreaming, and then I'll just write it down, and boom, passed. Passed with an A. All right, let's get to our very, very last segment. We have 20 minutes left for today. Let's go ahead and let's do it. And we shall wrap this up. But things are looking good. I'm going to put up our last 20 minutes.
It's time to do.
And we are going to go over to the other screen so everything worked. But I'm going to do a destroy because I am under the, let me see. Before we do this destroy, right? I believe that it should be like, I don't know. It's like the app is up, but it's not up. And I don't have logs yet. I'm going to have to implement some logs in this app so I can see what exactly is going on. But if we go here, we should see our new port is added. And we have our certificate that's working. This is great. So once again, shout out to the wealth building journey. Because I didn't think about that. I was like, you know what? Well, and look how quickly we did it. So it might just be as simple as tearing down the app and bring it back up. But before we do that, I do want to see the Elastic Container Service. Check out our cluster to see, because last time it was trying to go up. See, this is the problem, right? It says one pending, one running, and it's just a big mess. It's just a big mess. So let's see. Let me go here. Target group HTTP. So maybe this target group is part of the problem, but we might have to tear it down in order to bring it back up. So, see 10 failed deployments. See, but last time it started though. So let me change the load balancer's target group name. Let me tear it down first, and then we're going to change it. So yeah, let me just tear it down. I'm going to tear it down. And while I'm tearing that down, it's a must that I address the Wealth Building Journeys comment right now. It's a must. It is a must. All right. So before I can address the Wealth Building Journey, I have to say hi to my friend and my sister, Trap and Slay in the building. What's going on, Trap and Slay? Welcome. I appreciate you, Trap. All right. So, Mr. The Wealth Building Journey said, shout out to being lazy. Well, you know how I feel about that comment about you celebrating being lazy. I commend it. I commend you 1000%. People think that being lazy is a bad thing, but guess what? Being lazy is how we have so much innovation. Being lazy, we're able to be creative. Have you guys ever seen those hats, right? Where you will put two cans and they have those long straws that come up here, and you can just drink 2 beers or 2 sodas or 2 energy drinks. We're not drinking energy drinks, we're not drinking sodas, we're not drinking beer. But and that was amazing innovation, right? Amazing innovation. Through being lazy, by not wanting to have to take the beer and bring it to your mouth or whatever. So you can just sit down watching the game and you have these 2 cans and it just feeds you. Automation, what I base my life and my career on. How do I streamline everything? It's because I'm a very, very lazy person. I am the hardest working lazy person around. You will not find somebody who is lazier than me, but my laziness allows me to innovate and then to find new ways to do things. I totally agree 100%, 1000% with the wealth building journey on why being lazy is essential. Because, like Yakar said, to me, being lazy is the definition of work smarter, not harder. Just saying. I'm just saying. I totally agree. And, and that's why like I optimize everything that I do. And see, one of the things I hated this. I hated going to the gym because I would have to wake up at early in the morning. Wake up early in the morning, go to the gym, and then have to like fight for these machines because someone like they'll be in between sets and they'll just be sitting on the machine playing with their phone. I'm like, oh my God, I hate this. So what did I do? Did I end up getting a whole home gym system that takes up a bunch of space? Nope. I got this little system where it's just bands and a bar or a bands like a small like barbell type thing and a plate at the bottom, and you use the bands and all that's set up for variable resistance training so that I can do my whole workout, get a whole full body workout in like 10 to 15 minutes. And then I can go about my day. And guess what? I am just as strong as anybody else at jiu-jitsu. They're like, how are you so strong? I'm like, I work out 10 minutes a day. I work out 10 minutes a day, 6 days a week to failure. Because I believe in efficiency. I will pay for efficiency. Because now I would rather spend 10, 15 minutes a day getting and my muscles were sore the first time I used it. And I would rather spend that 10 minutes a day to take care of that stuff first thing in the morning. And then I can go train for an hour, 2 hours doing jiu-jitsu, be here streaming, doing all this work and still be in good shape. I mean, maybe not this week. I didn't eat the best this week, but I didn't drink energy drinks. That's number one. But, and that's why being lazy, finding the best solution for the situation. That's just me. That is just me. And like, same thing with the sauna. I would rather go into the sauna and like a portable sauna instead of sitting in some hot sauna thing where I can't do any work in there. Sit in a portable sauna, have my hands out, continue to work, continuing to prepare, to plan. That way I'm killing 2, 3, 4, 5 birds with one stone. Not 2 stones, but with 1 stone. Optimizing. Always working on 2 things at one time. So while I'm just hanging out in the sauna, getting like whatever the benefits of that, I might be programming, I might be planning live streams, I might be researching, all that type of stuff. So that's why I appreciate this comment.
I appreciate you.
Shout out to being lazy. Being lazy leads to innovation and success. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I'm just saying. All right. So, I went on a rant for a second here. Letting this thing tear down. Lazy as an efficient. Yep. I'm with you. I know exactly what you meant. I'm with you 1,000%. And Trap says, just had to change my phone number. I was being harassed. Who in the world is harassing my girl Trap and Slay? Who is this? We will not have that. Nope, we're not going to have that. We are not going to have that.
How dare you?
I hope you said that to them. How dare you? How dare you? All right. And you know what, Trap, just to make you feel a little bit better, I have this for you.
Hey.
And one more time.
Hey.
All right, cool. Just make you feel a little bit better. All right, this is going to take a long time to destroy, but it's going. And then we're going to bring it right back up, see what happens. And Trap says, I love being lazy. I get my best thinking done when I am lazy. Tell me about it. And Mitch says, in the words of Bill Gates, I'll hire a lazy person any day. They will find a way to get the job done faster. See? We're in good company. We are in good company. Because, all right, Mitch, imagine this, right? Let's say you have to go manually pull data from all these different sources. And you're like, oh man, I hate doing this every single day, right? So you're like, I wonder if I can piece this together, get this data from here, and then just create some type of program or spreadsheet or API, and then boom. Now, they still think you're doing it like you're taking like days, like hours to do it every single day. And it's like, oh, I just come in, press this button, 5 minutes later, I have all my data. So totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. And it says, Trap, who heart you breaking? Let's see. Whose heart are you breaking, Trap? You breaking hearts out there, Trap? Says, why is Rob taking you serious? Hey, look, Well, I don't know. I don't know. Should I not take her serious? Yakar, what's going on? See, I'm so busy working. I'd be missing all these inside jokes and stuff like that. Anyways, let's see what is going on over here. So this thing is taking forever to swear. All right, so it's bringing down the services. Let me go and take a look at over here. We are looking at here to see what's going on in here, because as soon as it finishes storing, we're going to bring it right back up. But we are going to change the no test. So it's almost it is. What is this? Why is this running? I didn't tear this down last time. I don't know. Okay, I remember what that is. All right, so it should almost be done because this is getting torn down. Let me check stuff over here. This should be getting torn down soon. Let me check over here. Refresh that. That got torn down. And it's trying to destroy the ECS service. Let's see here, the ECS cluster. So these are no longer available. Let's see here. Let's see here. Target group. PPQ target group. PPQ load balancer. I think that is for Elastic Beanstalk, possibly. Let me see. Still trying to destroy Internet Gateway. Okay, where's the Internet Gateway? All right, I think we're done. We are done. Nope, that one's still going. Let me see. So let's go over to our EC2 instances. Internet Gateway. Subnet is still destroying. All right, so let's look at load balancers. So the load balancer is gone. Target group. All right, cool. We're done. We are done. So let's go over here and now let's try to do the ALB. We have that one. Front end. So it's going to have these two. And then we want not the ECR plan. We want the we don't want the ECS logs either. Network. All right. So let's see the network. So in the network, we have all of this. We have our subnets. I think the network is going to be okay. Making sure there's nothing in particular here. All right, let's go to the ECS plan. Port. App.count. App port. It depends on ALB listener. Let's say it depends on ALB listener front. Let's say front end HTTPS. Load balancer. Let me see. PQ app. Let's go to this. Oh, okay. That's going to be part of the problem. We have one for HTTPS. We do not. So that's what we kind of did earlier, but we had undid it. So let's redo it. Let's say this is going to be. I should change this just so I can see everywhere I need to fix it, like we did earlier. And it's going to be 443. It's going to be S. And we're going to go to all right. So that what is it? Oh, this is going to be HTTP. Oops. It's HTTP. And this one is going to be HTTPS. So that one is taken care of. Now, let's see if there's any other. So here, this is good. Auto scaling. Anything in red? Nope. So here, these are the subnets. So this is good. ECS plan. Let's say we go to HTTPS. Nothing else for HTTPS in here. Let's go to here. This looks good as well. I think that's everything. Let me just take a quick look through. The ECR is going to be good. This is good. This is good. Oops. This is good. All right, let's try to bring it back up. Let's go to. All right, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Let's see what we get. All right, bringing it back up. We'll just wait until it's done, even if it takes a little bit longer than the last 3 minutes, but we can talk while it's running and we shall see what's going on. But we are making great progress getting this to run on AWS. And if this works, I'll leave it up for a week to see, so I can do a comparison of the cost to see which one is cheaper, running it through the Elastic Beanstalk or running it through AWS with Fargate. Something that I noticed though, like while it's running, I don't know why. Maybe your car you might know, right? But inside, so I have to go to. I have to go here. Why? Like it's like the load balancer costs the most, right? So if I go here. And I go to 16 cents. So elastic load balancing is pretty much the most expensive thing. Why does load balancing cost so much? So other EC2 stuff, $8.50. I mean, this is like not that much, but I'm just wondering, like, why are the like? Because you have to use a load balancer. Maybe that's why. Maybe because you have to use a load balancer if you want to use a domain name and stuff like that. But like everything else is not that expensive. Like the ECS is not that. I mean, well, I haven't used it officially yet, but the EC2, which is what the Elastic Beanstalk is running off of, I believe. But it needs that elastic load balancer. So I wonder now if I have 2 load balancers, if it's, I don't know. We're gonna see how much it's gonna cost. Because it might just be doubling the price of the elastic load balancer. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. But things are getting so. Your car says load balancers have to be maintained. Is that like maintained by Amazon and that's why it costs more, or like do we have to maintain it like on our own? Because if we do, then I haven't been doing that. But yeah, I'm just wondering. Like, I'm not very familiar with load balancers as in general. So maybe that will be a good topic to look into what exactly are load balancers and how do they work? How do they actually balance the load? And yeah, so that might be something to look into. That might be something to look into. But yeah, thank you for the insight. Amazon has to hire people to. Oh, I did not know that. I did not know that. That would make sense why
Lunch
they are more
break.
expensive.
Lunch break.
That would make sense. Interesting. And the thing is, like, you have like to do certain things, you have to have a load balancer. So in order to use a domain, I had to set up a load balancer and all that good stuff. So even when I set it to like the max size is like 1 or 2, it's still, I don't know. I'm not too familiar with it. We're going to look into that in the future. All right, so this is almost done. Let's go back to this screen. But thank you so much for the insight. So right now it's creating our Route 53 records. All right, let's see. Should be done soon. Let me check. Let me check the. All right, there we go. So, what? We missed one. A duplicate target group. A target group with the same. Oh my God, we missed one with a different. Let me see if I can find this one. ECS ALB had made the same stupid mistake. Wait, what? Resource. What are they saying? It says on line 7 of the A line 7. On line 7, a target group with the name PPQ target group. What are you talking about? Let me see. Creating target group, duplicate target group name. A target group with the same name, PPQ target group, exists but with different current settings. With AWS ALB target group, on line 7 and resource AWS. What are they talking about? Hold on. AWS. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Oh, okay, okay. I got it. Oh, okay. My bad. I got you. So let's just call this one HTTPS, and this one's gonna be called HTTP. Gotcha. All right. Let's apply that. Hopefully, I didn't mess anything else up. I hate to do this all over again. Let's see. So let's go over and look at here. Thing says 2 running, 1 pending, or no, none are pending. And if we look at over here, we have this. And if we look at EC2, we go to target groups. There goes that target group. It's still trying to get rid of this target group. Let's see what the issue is. Probably gonna time out because of the name change, probably. Uh, 3, 2, 3. He's trying to get rid of this one to recreate it with a different name. But either way, let's see what the streets look like. So we got this here, we got that here. You say that they're running. Deleting ELB target group, resource and use target group. All right, so I mean, you couldn't destroy it. So that's all good. Let's see what happens when we go to here. So it's backup. 502 bad gateway. Why is that? Oh, okay, wait, no. So this is this one. Let me see. So this can. Oh, well, this thing changed. I get my output though. Whatever. Let's see here. 502 bad gateway. That's weird. Let's see. Well, we know our certificate is working. We know that. Let's check over here. It says that it's running. One failed though. One unhealthy. Let's see. Go in here. I already need to put some logs in here. Because it should have been working. Let's go. We copy this. Go here. Maybe you can't access that public IP. But that's see, Antonio Watkins, welcome. I'm about to end very, very soon. But that's why it's recorded. It's live stream. You can always play it back. So have no fear. Just watch and get familiar with what we're working on. Even if you don't understand, like we said the other day, even if you don't entirely understand, the thing is, you just the more you listen, the more it's going to start to make sense for you. Let me see. It says it's running. Let's see here. We have this rule. 444. And we have, let's check. No, if that was, it's something with the application is not starting up right. Everything else is good here. I don't know if that error that happened caused it. But so we have this here. We did this last time. And then if we look at our load balancers, we have that, which is correct. Security, monitoring. There's no monitoring. Security, the security group. And we have the port open. So all of that is correct. Something with the application starting that's acting a fool. Because 502 bad gateway. There is no reason it should be giving us a 502 bad gateway. And I don't see in the, so we can close this out. We can close. We can close. We need the ECS. It says in progress. I wonder if let me try this. I am just going to, if I was to services, should I just restart this service? I would want to just restart it because it says, see, it says it's pending when it shouldn't be. To go to tasks, is running. We stop all. So we stop. That's not what I wanted to do, but whatever. We go here. What happens if we go here? We're still gonna. So it's something. Yeah, it's something with the task starting up. So if we do this, let me say we just do this to finish up because then we'll know what the problem is. Let's say run task service PPQ. Let me go over here and see what I had called the service. And you know, sometimes like you always see us go back to doing it manually to make sure that we understand what exactly is going on. Let me see desired count. 1. Okay. And then we have to add the what do they call that thing? We have to add that variable. Networking, load balancing, application load balancer. Let's do that. No. Where's the? I think I'm missing stuff now. Oh, maybe I chose the wrong security group, or not the wrong, maybe the wrong VPC. Use existing security group. PPQ, ECS, task, security group. And then we go here, use existing load balancer. Okay. Use existing listener. Use existing target group. And there's a spot for environment variables. Let me see. Deployment options. Deployment. Where is this thing? Let me see. Tags. Environment. I don't see no environment. Environment. Where was that defined in here? Oh, let me see. Got everything here. Volume. I don't really need that actually right now. It's okay. So let's go ahead and create that. This cluster already. This cluster already has a service with the name. Yes, service. Task. Oh, something's running on here. So if this is running, I don't know. I don't know. I think we're at the brink of it. I think something weird. I feel like it should be coming up. Is this running? Let me see. If we were to go over to Route 53, and we go to hosted zones, go to this one, go to that. And we're getting a 503 here. That's 502 Bagley. All right. So we know our domain is properly working, but something's happening with the startup. Got us to figure out. Let me see. Let's do a quick Google search. ECS cluster 502 bad gateway. AWS load balancer 502 bad gateway. Usually caused by a problem with the all right, so caused by a problem with the load balancer, which would explain why the requests are never reaching your server, presumably because the load balancers can't reach the server for some reason or another. This links how to get logs from a classic load balancer. However, since you didn't specify, you might be using an application, which this link might be more useful. All right. Anyways, what we're gonna do, we're gonna shut it down for today. Next week, we already have all the code working, or all the correct code. We will bring it up next week, and if we need to use, I'm gonna save this into the notes for over here. I'm gonna put it in the beginning of the application load balancer file. We're shooting ALB and here. So we'll look at that if it doesn't come up next week, but we're gonna shut it down because it is. It's been a while. It's like we're almost at 3 hours and got things to do. It is Sunday afternoon. I'm gonna let you guys go. So let's get to full screen. We are at the brink of getting this done. For some reason, maybe I had an error at the beginning, and that's why it's flaking right now coming up. Because last week it did come up, so we'll figure that out. We will start it up again. Maybe it's a load balancer issue. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We are at the brink. We are at the brink, right? So let me go through the chat real quick before we head out for the night, and or for the day, and we will reconvene again. I'm always on, but I'll be on tomorrow morning. I'll be on Tuesday night. But whichever show is your flavor and whatever time that you have, spend with me. I appreciate all of that. Let's go through so shout out to Antonio Watkins that just got out of work. And you see that you're never late. You can always watch on playback, and you can ask me any questions, Discord, on the chats, whatever. Any questions you have, I am here for you. And it says, I say we go here to your car with the claps. We're almost there. We are almost there. The Wealth Building Journey says, is there a way to see what the schedule of production is for the soft dev projects? Can you elaborate? Elaborate. Look at that. Can you elaborate a little bit more on your question? What do you mean by the schedule of production? And what do you mean by soft dev projects? Just curious to know what you mean by that. And if you're there, if you're able to answer that, the Wealth Building Journey, I will wait a few more minutes before we wrap it up. But I will say that I really, really appreciate you all for being here. We had a great time, and we did a lot of work. And guess what? Everyone out there who is interested in tech, this is what your day looks like. Troubleshooting, trying to figure out what's not working, trying to get it to work, making changes, adjusting, applying stuff. And you're doing this on a team. Might look scary, might look daunting, but 6 months ago, maybe a little, more than 6 months ago, but maybe 8 months ago, I had absolutely no idea how to use Terraform at all. And now you see me going back and forth, having ideas, thinking about it. I barely knew how to use load balancers in AWS, Route 53, all that stuff. Now it's making more and more sense. Right? So, So, all right. The Wealth Building Journey says, what was the inspiration for these projects? So, I'll break it down like this. For Terraform, they use Terraform at my job, and I wanted to learn. And I always like DevOps and stuff like that. I always been using Docker and things like that to set up infrastructure for myself. And I said, you know what? I want to learn Terraform because Terraform is pretty much automation for infrastructure. I think that it can. I think that it will be beneficial. And there was this one thing that I was working on with the Elastic Container Registry, and the lead, or I think it was the lead QA, not a QA, the lead engineer, lead software engineer says, we should Terraform that. And I had no idea how to use Terraform. So I'm gonna learn Terraform so I can use that for my QA stuff. And then I ended up using Terraform at work for other stuff too, just to be able to participate in the team and contribute. But then we have that David Goggins app called Poopy Pants app, where that one was, I like David Goggins, and I was listening to one of his things talking about the cookie jar, and he's talking about, I have poopy pants, and how people they get scared and stuff like that. So I was like, oh well, that'd be a cool thing to just have this app where you when you're feeling down and demotivated and stuff like that, you just click on the button and then it's going to serve you with a new app. And what I was doing was, and this is how everything pieces together, and the way that my mind works. What I was doing was, in order to gain real experience for the people that I was coaching, because a lot of times they'll go and take these courses, they'll go into these boot camps, spend all this money, and then it's very high, very surface level things that they don't really know what they're doing. So I'm like, all right, we're just gonna build an app, and I'm going to walk you through. I'm going to coach you through how all the steps of testing, software development. So we're going to use Agile. We're going to use Sprint. Sprints. We're going to use Scrum. We're going to have our Scrum meetings and everything like that. Have stand-ups. So taking it all through that type of stuff. All right, taking it through all that type of stuff, and then I'm like, well, I need to, in order for this app to be on the internet, I need the infrastructure for it. So I'm like, well, what I'm learning in Terraform, let me use that so I can fast track what I'm learning, so I can build infrastructure for this app. So that's how we came about to working on this Terraform stuff every single Sunday, because it's actually for a purpose. And I'm just live streaming what I'm learning, how I'm figuring it out, all the going back and forth. We did Mongo, we did Elastic Beanstalk. We're trying to see if using the AWS Fargate is going to be cheaper to host it. So that's how these things come about. And then for the mobile app, I've always my favorite video from Anton has always been the value of time. that I created a formula, like a calculator for it in Excel, and then I created a little web page for that based on that formula. It's very similar to the app, and then I'm like, well, if I'm learning mobile app development, let me just turn the calculator into an app. So that's how all these ideas come about, and and then just to add one more, I was talking to Mitch the other day, and I said, you know what? Imagine if we can get an API call to get this data, and then we can interpret it. We can break it down from our understanding instead of like trying to piece through all the words that they're giving on these reports. We can just say, all right, we know what this means now. Here's the data, and then came about from then yesterday when your car mentioned, the Urban Dictionary for Economic Data, how we can break it down to easy to understand, so that anybody can, okay, this is exactly what this means. So it's just like things keep cycling as I speak to you guys, as I listen to different things. I'm like, all right, well, let's do it. My thing is always, let's do it, right? So that's how these things come about. It's how these things come about. All right, so it says, let's see. Antonio Walker says, I appreciate that. So soft dev is, so here's the funny thing, right? Here's the funny thing. When I think about, like, nowadays, I don't even think about software development. I think about software engineering. So if I see like soft ENG or SE, my mind goes to software engineering. But yeah, software development, soft dev does make sense. Yep, totally right. And it says dealing with tech heavy terminology like DevSecOps and understanding things like the solutions platform and Jenkins, I abbreviate a lot. Yeah, that makes sense. And it says, even though I'm in finance, go figure. Yep, and that makes sense. All right, cool. So that's it for today, you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Trap, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to everything that you're working on and to your videos. And the wealth building journey, of course, as always, thank you, my guy, Yakar. Thank you so much. And thank you for that super chat as well. But thank you for being here. Software, yep, that's that one. If I saw this, I would know exactly what you meant. SWE, software engineering, yep. But yeah, thank you everyone. Darcel in the beginning, Antonio Watkins, Slimmy who showed up at the beginning, had to go back to class. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go have some dinner and I'm gonna go get some rest, and then I'm gonna get back to work. But for everyone, I will see you guys tomorrow morning on the morning show. Really appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful night. But before I go, you guys know I can't leave without asking. Oh, Mitch, did I forget you, Mitch? I'm sorry. Aww. Mitch, thank you so much, Mitch, as well.
Hey.
All right. So on the way out, I have to ask this, right?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Is this why you're here? See, the work entertains me. Because, here.
I mean, all we do is win, man. You know that.
And lastly, you guys know what it is. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Today's price is not. I repeat, it is not tomorrow's price, because
one more thing. Price of the brick going up.
The price of the brick is always going up, all right? And on that note, I am out.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts. Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Attention!